Everyone, it's Saturday morning and I want to go on a long run and I decided to vlog this weekend. I'm currently listening to Moby Dick. I'm about halfway through and I'm enjoying it a lot more than I expected. I was weary about all the long boring descriptions about the whales, but it's a book that I want to have read. It's one of those where I think it would be nice to really be part of the conversation, to have more than the common knowledge that people have about Moby Dick, but also can share into the reading experience. And I must say, in the beginning, I was very much surprised how much I enjoyed the story, how much I was interested in the characters, in what was going on, how much I was surprised by the characters, the descriptions, the narration, everything. When it came to the boats and once we got more information on background info on whaling and whales, and I think my last run was completely descriptions of paintings of whales. That's kind of boring. And I must say, if I wasn't listening to the audiobook, I'm pretty sure I would have put down the book by now. So I can highly recommend picking up the audiobook. If you're like me, you want to get to the book and the story and really find out what it's all about. But the book itself feels daunting and the content, you feel like, I'm not going to read that, then go for this audiobook. The narrator is doing an amazing job. He's really putting life into the characters, into the story, and he always gets you back when your mind wanders off. And honestly, I don't mind if I'm drifting off or not paying attention to all the details, especially when it comes to whaling or whales descriptions or paintings of whales. I'm guessing there's more to come. Like I said, I'm halfway through, so we haven't seen Moby Dick yet. Well, let's see what happens on today's run. I am hoping to run 10K, but it's been a long time since I've gone on such a long run and I'm still having back issues and I'm not sure if my knees are going to take it. I kind of gained weight a little bit. Anyways, I'll talk to you later and tell you what else I'm reading. And I'm back from running. It was so good. It may hurt tomorrow. I managed to get to the 10K. And now I had breakfast. My go-to breakfast at the moment is a combination of various cereals, protein powder, and a banana or an apple. As promised, more about the other book I'm reading this weekend, The Authenticity Project. Now, this is a book I have seen in my local bookstore. I've not heard anyone talk about this, but I've seen this book. I really enjoy the cover. It's appealing to me. The writing, the colors, the design, the cafe, everything looks like something I might like or hate. And I had this book in my hands so often in recent months, thinking, maybe I like it, maybe I won't. It's a bit over 400 pages, so it's not a quick, fast, short novel that you can just slip into any kind of your reading. And recently I was feeling so bad and I wanted to have a book, so I decided to finally pick this one up. And I'm about 50 pages in and I'm enjoying it. The writing is nothing complicated. It's wonderful, it flows, it really draws you in. It feels very easy to read, not simple, but easy to read. You enjoy the writing. It's not overly flowery or descriptive, but it tells you the story and it captivates you. The story so far is about 3 characters we've met. I think there are more characters coming into play later. But there's this old artist who started the Authenticity Project. Basically, he started writing into a notebook the story of his past or his life, the truth that is hidden inside of him, being authentic. And then he left it in a cafe in the area where he lives. The idea behind that being that what if you knew more about your neighbors? What if you knew more about your community? And the owner of the cafe picks it up, reads it, first wants to return it, but then starts thinking about it and adds her own story, leaving the book in another place where it gets picked up by the 3rd character that we've met. And that's where I am right now. The 3rd character hasn't written down his story yet, but he's already involved or intrigued by the notebook and the 2nd character and the 1st character. So I'm very curious to see where this is going, how this is going to connect all 3 of the characters, or even more if the notebook gets passed on further and further, and also what the outcome of this is. If You meet the people who know secrets about you. And the day is gone. I managed to read 80 pages in the Authenticity Project. I haven't read this much in a day in a long time, so that was nice, but I can't focus anymore. My mind keeps wandering, so I decided to stop. The next 80 pages we met another character, which I think will write down his story in the book as well. He's currently the owner of the notebook, the Authenticity Project, but he hasn't added anything yet. But he has met all the other characters and he's inserted himself into the story and into their story and their lives. And I'm curious to see where this is going. There is some romance aspect which I am always worried about. This book has a feel of a center romance to really fulfill one of the characters, and I am not sure that the character that the romance is going on with right now is the one that's the end character for the romance. I should read blurbs. Maybe I would know more about the story then. Anyways, what I'm thinking is that another character will end up with that character. Confusing words. Anyways, I am enjoying this. It has short chapters, always focusing on one of the characters and showing things from their perspective, but it's all told in third person perspective. And I really like the tone of voice of the narration. It's not super hilarious, funny, but it's humorous. It's not too serious. So it's very lighthearted, but dealing with topics of loneliness and age, and also wanting things in your life where you're actually not having them or failing in endeavors, having screwed up in majorly in other aspects. So there are some serious topics and themes going on, but it's all rather lighthearted and cute. Cute, is that the right word? I don't know. Anyways, I had meant to go outside again today and maybe do stuff because it's a nice and sunny day and it's supposedly warm. We're still in winter, it's not warm, but it's a nice day. But I couldn't manage. I didn't know where I wanted to go. I didn't have anywhere to go. And since it's still too cold to sit outside comfortably for a long time, I stayed inside and decided that since my brain is not focusing on the book anymore, I'm going to watch some Netflix. I'm currently rewatching Suspicious Partner, almost done with that. And I think today or either tomorrow, there are the new episodes of Bulgasal. That's another series I'm currently watching. I'm enjoying them. They're completely different and it takes my mind off things. Sunday morning, and Sunday mornings this year are all about cleaning. I have struggled to keep my place clean for years now, and the pandemic just made it worse. I don't know what happened, but I couldn't keep up a proper regular cleaning routine, which left me living in a little bit of a filthy, messy place that I don't particularly like. So starting this year, I had the idea to use the habit of morning exercise, which I have down, and switch my Sunday morning exercise to cleaning. And for some reason, this is working well. I'm not always excited to clean, but I don't have to talk myself into it. And I may have skipped a few Sundays or done some superficial basics. Let's be clear here. I'm not deep cleaning my apartment every week. I'm basically keeping my floors clean, the bathroom in a super tidy state, and changing my bed sheets on a more regular basis than I did in a long time. And that already helps me. I don't know why this was working so well, but I'm super happy because in the first 2 months of this year, I probably cleaned my place more often than in the last 6 months of the last year. I took advantage of the nice weather and went for a long bike ride, listening to Moby Dick for another 2 hours about. And I must admit, my mind kept drifting off a lot because there was a lot of whaling descriptions again, and it wasn't really plot interesting or character driven interesting. It was a lot of descriptions. And circling around or cycling around Marseille, I saw so many people, and that had me thinking more about socializing, going out again, meeting people, or rather, how in the recent years I discovered how rare it is to actually have people around you that you want to spend time with, that want to spend time with you, that have the time at the same time that you have time, and that share interests and also share a similar situation. Especially during the pandemic, I noticed how many of my friends have young children and are in relationships right now, the ones that are here and also the ones that are not here. I noticed that it's really difficult to talk to people who were out of a job while I was having a job and being stressed by the job. That really made it hard to talk to each other, and how important it is to have someone who you can relate to because they are in a similar situation that you are in. Like when you're a student, all your friends are students, but it's hard to maintain a proper friendship with people who are already in a 9 to 5 working life because life is so different. And it doesn't mean that it's not possible, but it is not as easy or as simple to maintain because you have so many things in common. The same when you're a young parent, you have a lot of things in common with young parents, or when you're single, you have a lot in common with other singles. But at the moment, I noticed that during the pandemic or because of the pandemic, a lot of social interactions have been reduced to the core people in your life. And most of my core people who are even here, most of them aren't here, are not in a similar situation to me, and they have a different demand on their time, and it's been harder to meet and make just random spontaneous conversation because everybody's so stressed out and exhausted, and with everyone focusing on their family life, which no complaint there, it just makes it harder if you don't have a family life that keeps you busy in the same amount as young families are busy. And I noticed that, and thinking about all of this, I don't know where I want to go now because I am kind of tired of making friends and losing friends and going through the same cycle of getting to know someone, finding out if you want to actually spend more time with them, all on a platonic level and not on a relationship romantic level. It's kind of exhausting, and I've gotten so used to being on my own and being alone that it's hard to start socializing and going out again. Random thoughts. Sunday evening, I quickly want to update you on the Authenticity Project before finishing the vlog. I read about 184 pages by now, and we've met another character who found the book. We don't know much about her yet, but she's completely different to all the other characters. That's what I like. All of these people are completely different, and they have different issues and problems and things to deal with. Also different, yeah, sorts of loneliness. I'm not sure if all of them have loneliness issues, but there is a topic of loneliness going through. So far, it's been rather light and fluffy, but I feel that drama is right around the corner, which has me not wanting to pick up the book again. I don't know. I like the book. I'm sort of invested in the characters, not too invested. I'm somewhat invested in the story, but it's easy to put down. And I've noticed that happens a lot to me lately, that I read books that I like, but I'm not captivated in a way that I can't put them down, so that I read more. I mean, I'm happy with how much I read this weekend, but most of the time my mind kept wandering, listening to Moby Dick and also reading this one. And I don't know, it's a weird reading mood. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have that right now, but it makes reading books that are not captivating take longer. And the longer I spend with a book that I'm not completely in love with, the less I end up liking it. I'm probably overthinking this. Anyways, this is the end of the weekend vlog. I know I didn't finish anything. I had a quite nice weekend with a lot of overthinking, and I hope you had a nice weekend too and enjoyed the vlog. Let me know if you have read Moby Dick, or if you have thoughts on Moby Dick or anything there, or the Authenticity Project. Have you heard of it? Have you seen it before? Did you have any similar thoughts like I did? Let's talk about anything. Anything. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.